Thank you very much, Chairman. On 26th of February this year, Cabinet recommended a budget to you, which Council unanimously agreed. On the 25th of March this year, Council considered Report 26/2024 concerning the operation of Catmose Leisure Centre. As a consequence of Council's decision, Cabinet was asked to consider the Council's medium-term financial strategy, our corporate strategy and options for funding leisure, specifically for subsidising the leisure contract. What you have before you is the result of Cabinet's deliberations on these matters. No additional finance is available. The decision before you, therefore, is how to reallocate existing financial resources. In paragraph 1.3.3 of the Cabinet report, you will find the criteria Cabinet used to identify the proposed budget adjustment outlined in the paper. Essentially, Cabinet feels that we cannot redirect money to leisure from budget heads where the service includes recent or new service pressures, where there's been a trend in increased demand or costs, or where investment is needed to create savings. Cabinet also does not believe reserves can be used, not least because Council's already agreed their earmarked use, largely for transformation, which is necessary to achieve our required savings. My colleagues will explain further later on. Cabinet could have taken the option that to recommend Council make no budgetary changes, but this is a negative recommendation, and we understood that members expected a positive recommendation, hence the one in front of you this evening. However, members, your choice is stark. Retain the funding for climate change and flooding, or move that money to the leisure budget in order to subsidise a private company, as no potential provider believes they can run the centre and make a profit without Council subsidy. The refreshed corporate strategy, which you also agreed on the 26th of February this year, has tackling the climate emergency as one of its 4 priorities. This priority will not be achieved without the climate change and flooding funding. However, Cabinet's view is that removing the climate change and flooding funding and transferring it to leisure to fund a private company is the least worst option. The decision, however, is Council's. If Council chooses not to move the funding, it will be used to deal with climate issues, including funding, and will impact across Rutland, benefiting more people than investing in a private company to run a leisure facility in Oakham, a town which already has other leisure venues. Climate change and flooding activity will not take place if the funding is redirected. In order to balance our books, the Council has extremely challenging savings targets over the next 4 years, and committing funding to a 10-year contract for non-statutory provision limits the flexibility we and our successors will have to react should the Council's savings targets not be met. In this recommendation, Cabinet has provided members with the best possible option for transferring funds to leisure services, which is what we were asked to do. It is not something Cabinet would choose to do, and therefore Cabinet members will each be voting according to their consciences and what they believe is in the best interest for the whole of Rutland, having listened to the debate this evening, and I therefore move the motion on the paper.
Thank you, Councillor Waller. Do you have a seconder? Councillor Johnson. Do you wish to speak, Councillor Johnson, or you? Yes. Okay, so we have a proposal and a seconder, so we're now open to debate. Members.